Extreme Force was released on February 2nd, 2018. This set contained some of the highly sought after Link Vrains pack cards that the OCG had received and would warp the competitive landscape. Additionally, a new banlist would be released on February 5th, 2018. Blackwing, Gofu the Vague Shadow, Dandelion, Double Iris Magician, Level Eater, Max C, and Performapal Skullcrabat Joker were now banned from official tournament play. Apocalyphort Towers, Firewall Dragon, Grinder Golem, Performapal Damage Juggler, Monster Reborn, Spiral Resort, and Solemn Judgment were now limited to 1 copy each. And finally, Artifact Moraltac, Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, Brionac Dragon of the Ice Barrier, Card Trooper, Thunder King Ryo, Brain Control, El Shadal Fusion, Future Fusion, Mind Control, Preparation of Right, Sacrifice, Bottomless Trap Hole, Ceasefire, Ojama Trio, and Torrential Tribute were now unlimited to 3 copies, although some of these cards did receive an errata.
In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Sometimes life gets incredibly busy and it can get difficult to remember to take care of yourself. HelloFresh takes the hassle out of mealtime by delivering pre-portioned ingredients and easy-to-prepare recipes right to your door. This literally just happened to me. My wife and I had just gotten back from a busy trip and we hadn't gone to the store, so we were out of a majority of our food. Thanks to HelloFresh, we had a few meals arrive at the perfect time so that we could get back to our normal schedule. You don't have to be a pro in the kitchen. HelloFresh's foolproof recipes are easy to prepare in just a few steps. You're getting seasonal ingredients picked at peak ripeness for quality that you can taste. Ingredients travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days, so you know they're fresh. Additionally, I don't eat gluten or dairy, and several of the options available were either naturally or able to be modified to meet my dietary restrictions, and their menu options change every week. Use my link or go to HelloFresh.com and use code POGSIMOAUG50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code with your phone.
Today we're continuing our coverage of the post-ban list metagame. Now, as we mentioned in the last episode, there were really only 2 decks worth playing during this period: Pendulum Magician, which frequently contained an FTK, and True Draco, the deck that if it won the die roll, would just flip Anti-Spell Fragrance and win on the spot. These 2 decks were wholly dominant after YCS Atlanta, and unfortunately, the reason that many Pendulum pilots had elected to not play the FTK was because they hadn't figured it out yet. As it became more discovered, these decks became more and more degenerate and more dominant. They pushed almost everything out of the metagame, save for some rogue strategies we're going to look at today alongside an old friend, Trickstar. It turns out that if everyone is trying to win the game in the least fair way possible, playing another unfair deck will net you some wins. Trickstar was probably the 3rd best deck in this format, but the gulf between it and the other 2 top decks was so unbelievably wide, it's almost not worth talking about. That said, it did have a staggeringly good True Draco matchup. Droll Lockbird was natively very good against the strategy, and it really couldn't help but play into the Trickstar reincarnation Droll Lock loop. As a result, this deck does have a smattering of tops around this format, but looking at this list, it's kind of hard to see where they were coming from. Trickstar during this period does not have Korobane, a card it would receive later, a pseudo-honest that allowed it to hit over big monsters. As a result, it's almost wholly reliant on cards like Gofu and Eater of Millions to out big guys, but Gofu has just been banned. As a result, this is one of the first success stories for Scapegoat, a quick play spell card that, while powerful in previous metagames, was much better now that we had something we could do with it. Mrs. Radiant and a couple of Link Spiders makes a Borreload Dragon. You can, of course, link through any number of Link monsters to make a Ningirsu and potentially send the 4th monster that you've made off of these little sheeps. And as a result, there's a lot that this card can accomplish into an established board, clearing the way for something like a Candina Chain, which is usually enough to get the game out. Now, this deck's matchup spread was fine, but the number one thing that frustrated pilots was when your opponent figured out you were playing it. It becomes very easy to play against this deck in games 2 and 3, mostly by setting your whole hand before you commit into a Droll Lockbird, or walking into a Trickstar reincarnation that needs to be wielded, as a counter spell rather than a burn spell. So we're not going to hang with the big boys. Alex is playing something that I think you'll all want to see. In the meantime, let's talk about what we're playing. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Droll Lockbird, 3 3 Eater of Millions, 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, Trickstar Candina, Licorice, and Lilybell. We've got 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Pot of Desires, Raigeki, 3 Scapegoat, triple Terraforming, triple Trickstar Light Stage, not hard once per turn for some reason, Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike, and Trickstar Reincarnation. In the side, we've got ASF, evenly matched, 2 GAMCL, Gamma, and Driver, and 3 Twin Twister. In the extra, we've got a bunch of monsters we can theoretically use to make long Scapegoat chains, a Phantom Knights of Breaksword to get 2 Licorices off our side of the field and clear a threat, and a Psy Framelord Omega. Real quick before we move on, I want to talk about one final thing. Firewall Dragon, you may be surprised to know, is a little bit broken. I know, shocking. But this is one of the first decks that really used him to staggering success. While existing Link spam strategies were content to use Firewall Dragon as a mechanism by which to put more bodies on the field for Link summons, Trickstar did something else. Provided you had a Firewall Dragon on your side of the field, a Lilybell at Link Point, and a Trickstar Licorice in your grave, you could conceivably make Firewall Dragon, summon the Lilybell at Link Point, attack in, get the Licorice back, Licorice tag out for Lilybell, use the effect of the Firewall Dragon in order to summon the Lilybell that was just added to your hand, crash the Licorice into an opponent's monster, attack directly with Lilybell, add the Licorice, cycle the Lilybell, and rinse and repeat until your opponent was dead. All this required is your opponent to have something with more than 1600 attack, and pretty much the entire field does so. With that, here's Alex.
Man, how come we're back in the shirt? I thought we were going to have an easy win floodgating Joseph out, but apparently our skill and luck sacking abilities were not nearly as strong as his in the previous episode. In any case, I'm feeling pretty good about this episode for a couple of reasons. A, Joseph's playing Trickstar, which isn't necessarily something I should look forward to, considering he's probably just going to draw and lock Reincarnation lock me, and then that's just the end of the game, and this will be a 5-minute episode that won't even make ad revenue. But we are playing a deck that actually has a very decent matchup against it because of the fact that Trickstar wants to go first, our deck wants to go second. We have a way to just slam big monsters onto the field, which Trickstar typically has a difficult time doing, and it's cool because we haven't actually seen any of these cards yet. These are courtesy of Circuit Break. Man, looking back in retrospect, Circuit Break really added a lot to the card pool and really changed things up. I guess also a ban list can help with that as well. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, this is Invoked Mech Knight. Now, you've seen Invoked before. We've showed it a couple times here on the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! But this is kind of the deck that a lot of people remember because the Mech Knights synergize with this deck quite well for several reasons. One, they are of the light attribute, which means they're plenty of good fodder for Makaba. Two, it actually allows the deck to do something that it kind of struggled with, where before you played this like going first deck, maybe you set up a Makaba and then like you're sort of off to the races. But this deck, you can blind second and you can just try to kill your opponent immediately because of the amount of gas that you have. Typically, your opponent's going to be playing some manner of cards, and as a result of that, as long as you're able to form columns, which this is one of like the first few cards where columns truly matter in Yu-Gi-Oh, that you're able to summon either Blue Sky or Indigo Eclipse or Purple Nightfall or Red Moon and really get in for a huge amount of damage before they can really start to get established depending on the type of deck that they're playing. Add that with a bunch of hand traps like Effect Veiler, Ash Blossom, and Ghost Ogre, and then you're perfectly set. So let's do the card by card. Of course, we have 3 Alistair, then we have 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, and 3 Ogre. The nice part about Veiler and Ogre is that these are also lights. Then we have the Mekk-Knight. So as aforementioned, if 2 or more cards are in the same column, that's either your cards or your opponent's cards, you can special summon this card from your hand, and that applies for all of the Mekk-Knights universally. Now, these are all the best ones typically. There's some other ones that see play, but these are the ones that most likely see play. Blue Sky is because it's a searcher when it's summoned for each card in your opponent's column. So let's say you have 1 in your column, 1 in your opponent's. You bring him down, you get to search 1 card. But if your opponent doesn't play around this and has 2 cards, Blue Sky actually gets you 2 cards, which is insane. Indigo Eclipse is cool. It's slightly bigger at 2400, but he's neat because he can actually move out of the column. So if your opponent already made a column with you, you can actually move the Indigo Eclipse out and then summon another Mech Knight because these are all just inherent summons, which is kind of sick. Then 1 Purple Nightfall. I'm surprised they're only playing 1 of this because Purple's like the best one because it actually has the ability to dodge stuff as well, and it's 2500. Later on, they start to play more of this. And 1 Red Moon, his ability allows you to, I believe, banish a Mech Knight and then target a face-up card in this card's column and destroy it. So that's pretty sick. The spells are just as many good things as you want for going second. I love how clean this list looks. I mean, we just have 1 Dark Hole, we have triple Invocation, triple Meltdown, triple Mind Control. This is a card that definitely saw a lot of play at the beginning of Master Rule 4 and all throughout Master Rule 4, just because being able to use your opponent's Link monster as Link material, similar to like how you saw in earlier, eras of Yu-Gi-Oh! With Synchro and Xyz. This card's at 3 now for some reason, so yeah, we're going to take advantage of that as best we can. It also plays around a lot of like really weird stuff as well. Triple Desires just to make sure we have plenty of gas, 1 Raigeki, triple Scapegoat, and triple Terraforming. Scapegoat also starts to become very popular around this time, allowing you to have more plays. If your opponent doesn't kill you, you just summon 4 link material worth of monsters, and then you can do a lot with the extra deck because you can just link off into basically anything that's in here. The extra deck contains, of course, our suite of invoked monsters, including Kaliga, Elysium, Triple Makaba, and Double Purgatrio. Purgatrio is nice because Ash Blossom is a fire, so this naturally fits in the deck. Then for the links, we have Borreload, we have Clara and Rushko, which doesn't really see a ton of play, but it can come up. Double Link Spider, Mrs. Radiant, Proxy Dragon, Saryuja, and Underclock Taker. And then for the side, we have Triple Lancia, we have some Kaijus, including Dogron, Godarla, Gamma Seal, and 1 Slumber, Triple Cosmic, Triple Dimensional Barrier, and Double Evenly Matched. Hopefully we could show off just why this deck was so popular, and it actually had a reasonable amount of tops around this time. If you look at the events like YCS Bokum and, you know, the events that were to come after that, it actually had like a pretty sizable representation. Not as much in the likes compared to Pendulum or Draco, but you would see 3, 4, 5 tops of this every YCS for the next several months, and that's pretty impressive considering what the other decks were doing and how unfair they were by comparison that this deck managed to squeeze in. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Well, Joseph, back in the shirt doesn't feel fantastic. Doesn't feel fantastic also knowing that you're playing one of our favorite decks this episode, and you're probably going to do a better job of it than I did several episodes back.
Well, you know, playing is a generous term. I don't know if I would have described it that way, but we'll be looking at hands. We'll be seeing what happens, and, you know, that's just the way it is.
I swear to God, if I see Droll Reincarnation 2 games in a row, I am going to be livid. But let's shout out to patron Leonardo Vasquez. Thank you for the support. Do you have the hand up, sir?
Yeah, why not?
I rolled a 5 for the number of zones that I need to summon some particular monsters that require zones.
Come on, man. I threw up a 1. Because
yes,
it's only going to take
God.
1 card to beat ya.
Technically, it's going to take 2 cards to beat
It's
me,
only going to take 1 combination of cards to beat ya.
I actually don't know why I opted to go first. This is a blind second deck, technically. So I'm just going to let you go first, because I think that's actually what I should be doing. So I'm going to throw it around to you by accident.
Are you sure, man? I mean, think of all the really cool stuff that this deck does, right? Like, all I need is Droll Reincarnation, and I win against you, right?
Yeah, I mean, what are the chances that you would draw that against me in this particular 5-card hand?
Not high. Not high.
Okay. All right. Main 1.
Yes.
I'll be honest. This hand actually would have been pretty good for going first anyway, but I'm going to try my best here. Okay. So I do want to play around this to a degree. So I'm going to set a card. I'm going to set another card.
Also fine.
I'm going to set another card.
That is also okay.
Okay. We're going to special summon Indigo Eclipse.
All right.
We're going to go Alistair the Invoker, activate the effect.
We'll try Ash Blossom here.
Fortunately, that will resolve. I'm not going to put this in the same column. What am I doing? Put this over here. So that's pretty good for you. I do have a Desires. So now I know this will resolve
pretty good for you.
Least. Yeah.
Okay.
Draw a couple.
Resolution? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm like, if you have it, you have it, but I played around it the best I could. Okay, no Droll in that case. I mean, I guess we just try to get some damage in. Probably better if we do it this way. Yeah, let's try for 1,024.
I'll take it. 3,400.
Yep, Scapegoat's coming in the end phase, I imagine. We'll
Could
go
be.
second main. We'll go Meltdown. Let's get ourselves a Alistair. And like a good Invoke player, I did draw the Invocation off the Desires.
So epic, dude.
So good,
I'll
so
chain
good.
Scapegoat here.
Okay, sure. Get your goats. And we will banish both of these. Let's get our Mekaba. Has to go in the extra monster zone, very importantly. Part of me is tempted to get the Alistair back to hand, but I also kind of like, hey, you're not doing anything, whatever. Yeah, we'll do this.
yeah, sure.
I'm trying to like play around the Droll just in case, you know?
I think it's not a bad option. I don't know.
It's just, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. I'll just pass on that. Go ahead.
Stand by main.
Yep.
All right. Time to do what we do so well. That's like a really good draw. And this whole thing is complicated by the fact that you actually made something that does something.
Imagine playing an interactive card in
Yu-Gi-Oh. Literally could not be me. We're just going to do the old standby. Let's go for Mrs. Radiant.
Yep.
And then let's go for Link Spider. And then 3 effect monsters, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go for Mr. Loaded Dragon.
He is loaded.
All right, so how does this bullshit work? You are going to... I'll go to combat. I go to the battle phase. I go to the damage step. I trigger the effect of the bore load to decrease. You go down to 2. He hits. Then you pitch the Alistair to put him to 3, and you negate the effect to take. And we crash, and then I shit my pants and doo-doo everywhere. All right, let's go terraforming.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll grab light stage.
Sure.
Activate light stage.
Yep.
We will grab Candina. Light stage effect, target this. Normal Candina. Candina effect.
I'm really not going to get mileage out of Ogre, so I'll try it.
Ogre the Candina? I mean, I think I'm probably okay with that. I don't really...
Ogre's so bad against Trickstar. You know this.
Do I give a fuck? I gotta put some sort of inevitability on the board.
Okay.
We'll do this. And then
Sure.
we'll grab... Well, I really want to grab Lilybell. We had like a firewall OTK, but it doesn't do anything into the active negation. We'll just grab another Licorice. No, let's use this opportunity. No, we should grab another. No, let's... This deck is so hard. We'll grab Licorice.
Sure.
Combat. We'll do the thing I talked about. Let's go Borreload to sink it to 2.
Sure.
We'll declare.
And we can do this
Borreload
now.
to do this. Oh, epic.
This is so cool. When you activate Borreload, I will negate.
Sure. This banishes it?
It does banish.
Oh, wait, what am I doing? This is like a terrible line because now I can't kill it.
That's what I was wondering where you were going with this.
Oh, well, it was all to get the Alistair out of rotation. Second main,
Yes,
I'll set a
course.
card. We'll go to end phase and try to resolve the effect of light stage.
And it is Scapegoat.
Oh, that is disastrous.
Well, it's not that good considering the fact that I have a monster in the extra monster zone.
Yeah, but
is
it's not
Borreload's
gonna
attack reduction permanent? It
it
loses
is.
500 attack and defense. It is. Okay, that's annoying. I'll draw.
Yep.
Standby main.
Oh, good.
Well, I take 400, sorry. Licorice.
Yeah!
I gotta remember. It's a relevant effect. Okay, you're on 46. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's have some fun. We're gonna go... Now you have Candina Licorice in hand. Let's go... How the fuck do I get this out of my extra monster zone? Okay, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That does work, but it doesn't actually work. We'll just go... Fuck it. Combat. Just hit the Licorice.
I'll take 4.
Yeah. It's not great. Second main... I'm not doing anything. Go ahead.
Standby main. Terraforming. Let's get light stage.
Yeah, you can skip a step here if you'd like.
All right. We will grab Lilybell.
Sure.
Activate Lilybell to special. Normal Candina. Candina effect. I didn't think we'd get this far. At some point, I'm going to have to win the game. I'm not exactly sure how, or why, or when. How the fuck do I out this Mecha?
The good old Trickstar problem where it can't out things with 1900 or more attack. You just burn me to death with triple Licorice.
I'm thinking about it. Lilybell attack.
So I'll take 8 plus 2, so 1,000.
Lilybell effect. Target Licorice. Candina, take out a token.
Sure. You're gonna triple Licorice to clear my token.
I'm going to try Licorice, target Lilybell. Licorice, target Lilybell. Licorice, target Lilybell.
Yeah.
Yeah! All right. Get those tokens out of here.
They're out of here. They're out of here.
All right, that was really... Reincarnation.
Sure. That fucking sucks. Don't think I have anything for that. Yeah, that's fine. You got rid of my Raigeki, unfortunately.
Christ, okay. All right.
Draw 3. And then I'm going to take 2, 4, 6, 8 per card, correct?
Yeah. This is 24 total, I think.
24 total, yeah.
Second main. Hilariously, I think I do have Ann out, but I wonder if it's even not worth doing. I wonder if I just want you to have that guy in the EMZ. You're going to take...
It's kind of annoying.
12 on draw. Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead.
So I draw, I take 1,200 from this, which is terrible. Main 1.
Yes.
Dark Hole.
take 4.
I take 4 from Candina.
That's fine. I'm not super happy
I'll
about it.
clear my own extra monster zone, you fool.
Yeah.
All right. Terraforming.
We'll go reincarnation here.
Bring back. Yeah, sure. Make me take some more damage.
Yeah.
I'm getting very low, so it's not bad. I'll get this. I take 4.
Yep.
You're on 42. I know you have Lily Bell in hand, so I need to just kill you. I think that's doable. We'll go another meltdown.
Yep.
So I'll take 4 from this.
Yep.
We'll go Alistair effect.
Yep.
This. Take another 4.
Yep.
I will set 1 blue sky effect.
Ghost, Ogre, and Snow Rabbit.
Ooh, that fucking sucks. Sure. Now, does this still resolve?
Nah, it's gotta have zones.
Because it's not in a column on res. Is
Yeah.
that right? Okay. I do vaguely remember this now. Okay. Well, that's annoying. I guess we'll go Invocation.
Yep.
We'll get Hugh out of here. I think if there's anything different I want to do. I think Mekkaba's still just the play. Let's get one of these guys out of here.
Yeah,
We'll use your cards. It's more fun.
Sounds good.
We'll go battle. I know you have Lily Bell. Yeah. We'll
Take a
hit this.
9 here.
Second main. Now I'll use Invocation.
Yep.
Get this back to hand. Shuffle the deck. And got Lily Bell. Go ahead.
I mean, I've got some draws that do it.
You have draws that do it. Yeah.
That might not be one of them. Okay, let's go normal Lilybell.
Sure.
Combat.
Yep.
Wow.
Have to take this, unfortunately. So this is 1,000.
We'll try for Lilybell, target Licorice.
I think I will have to do this. Otherwise, I'm dead.
Yes. Back to you.
Draw. So I'm at 25. I don't have invocations to give me the boost, but I can go set special, and this should be good.
Oh, so very close.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
you got it.
So close to dying. That was crazy.
God, if that isn't just the Trickstar thing to get your opponent down to 400 life points and lose.
Yep. I remember that all too well, which is why we have such fond memories of this deck, Joseph.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Terraforming.
Sure.
We
God,
will
I can't
grab-
imagine living in a world where this card was at 3 at any point.
You know, I gotta agree. I also can't believe they printed no hard once per turn on this card. Like, this card
It's
came
insane.
out way too
Yeah.
late for that to be defensible. All right, let's get running, baby. Can only go well.
Yep. Go for it.
7, 8, 9, 10. Fuck. Canadia.
I'm gonna YOLO this and see if I get lucky.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Wow. Okay.
Damn, that's unfortunate. Back to you.
Whoa. Okay. I'm feeling good about that now. All right. Draw standby main.
Yeah.
We will go Meltdown, and I will take 4 from Candina.
Yes, you will.
All right. You got a droll for me, buddy?
I do. I had it. Oh, I had it.
Okay. We will go, in any case, I'm still going to bring out this Alistair.
Oh, I see.
I have the invocation like a good invoke player.
Happens.
We don't have Raijin in here, which seems like a mistake to me, but you know what? It's fine. So we'll get rid of this. We'll bring out the big boy.
Yeah.
And we'll just take out, I have to take 400,
Take the 4,
excuse me.
yeah.
Yep, I'll take the 4. I'll attack the
7 here.
Yeah, just 7. Not that great.
All
Second main, are you outing Mekaba? Probably not. Go ahead.
Trying. Standby main. Oh, right on time. Canadia. Activate Canadia.
Yeah, I'll Mekaba this, sure.
That's one way to get rid of Alistair. Did you open 3 fucking... All right, okay. Back to you.
All right,
Wait.
I'll
I do have a response. I forgot. Ghost Ogre.
Oh, to the Mekaba?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
So
and then I
he's
Ghost
dead.
Ogre Mekaba. Yeah. As
That's fine.
always.
Anything in draw.
No.
Standby.
Haha!
I will chain cycle.
No! Come on, man! Nothing I do is stick in the day.
Nothing. All right. We will go invocation effect.
Yeah.
We will go Alistair effect.
Ash.
Okay. Like the good Invoked player.
No fucking shot. You opened Invocation, Alistair, Valor, and you're gonna win? Dog. Oh my god. This is
Sometimes you're just better, Joseph.
This
Sometimes you're just
the
better.
absolute worst hand that has ever won a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, is this a hard once, actually? It is.
Is it a hard
Get
one?
that shit back in the grave.
I can't do it twice. That's fine. I'll hit you for 25 anyway.
Yeah. Fucking.
All right. Go ahead. Let's see you out another Mecha, idiot.
Light stage.
You know what? Fuck you.
There's no way. Eat shit. Oh my god. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now we can do this. Invocation.
Yes.
Add, shuffle. The sad thing is, I don't think I can kill you.
I mean, thank the good Lord for that.
Yeah, because unfortunately, the extra monster zone actually kind of messes me up here, but that's fine. We'll just hit for 25.
I will take it.
All right. You got one turn. Draw your last pathetic card, Duelist.
Okay.
Okay. Well, technically, that gives you more time, but not when I draw Raigeki.
Okay. Yeah. You got it. Oh no.
What the fuck? This deck would be unbeatable if you're always playing like that.
Oh my god. All right. Well, you want to do the game 3?
Okay, we'll try the game 3. You can draw Reincarnation be one game. That's fine. That was incredible.
How do
that
people
was
play this fucking game? This deck is so bad. Listen, I'm a truther of this deck. I'm a big fan of it, but I'm not gonna pretend like it was good. Canadia Effect.
We'll Ash.
Oh my god. All right. We'll try again next turn.
Okay.
Oh,
nice card you got there. Nice card you got there.
Could literally be anything. Let's just go like this.
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
Take 2.
Well, thankfully, I do take 2, yes. Thankfully, I do know that the card in your hand can't be
drawn.
so you can't draw Reincarnation me. That's a relief. I need to be very careful with how I do this. Set 1. Set 1. Set 1.
Also fine.
We'll go, how do we want to do this? Blue Sky Effect.
I'm just going to bank on you only having one of these guys.
Ooh, okay. Red Moon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's not a good one, but he's big. So honestly, the fact he's 2,300 is good enough for me. I'm not going to complain.
If you insist.
Meltdown.
Sure.
Anything here?
I am going to go for the Reincarnation here.
I figured that makes sense.
This is 4 total, right?
Yes. Take 400. 2 from the Meltdown, and then 2 from you Reincarnationing me. We'll go Battle.
Yeah.
Just go in with Red Moon.
I'll take 7 here.
Yes.
All right, I just need one of those cards to not be Desires, please.
Second main, I will Terraforming. Let's just get this out now. It's a hard once anyway. Red Moon's already occupying the column. I already activated 1 Meltdown, so I think we are just chilling. Go ahead.
Okay. Standby main. Canadia Effect.
Ash.
Yes. I'm going to pass here.
Okay. I'll draw. Anything in standby?
No.
Go main 1. Don't know any of your cards at this point. We shall try for a Meltdown.
I will Cosmic here.
On the Meltdown? Sure. This gets one of these would get banished. That's fine. Very simplified game state we find ourselves in here.
Yeah.
You also have a Reincarnation, which is annoying. Not gonna lie. We'll just go and hit.
I'll take 5 here.
I would also take 200 from the Candine on activating Meltdown,
yeah, you're right.
even though you Cosmic'd me. Second main, we're chilling. We're chilling. Red Moon Beatdown. 23.
Yeah.
Over to you.
All right. Goat.
That is a pretty good card. Yep.
All right. Draw for turn. Wow, that's a really interesting one. Okay.
Yeah, you can do some things. You have Reincarnation, too. So.
I do, yeah. We are going to go Link Spider. These 2 for Proxy Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Going to go Link Spider.
Yep.
these two for Ningirsu.
Sure.
Got a response to the mandatory?
I do not.
Oh, thank God. Ghost Ogre vibe check. All right, we're going to go Ningirsu
Yeah.
here. I'm going to send Link Spider and the back row.
Is mind control.
Oh.
It's not really good when you don't have any monsters.
No, it's not. Huh. I mean, we can sink in a shitload of damage here, but I don't know how good it is. I guess I will. We're going to banish 5 face down.
Eater of Millions.
Yeah, I didn't get to show this guy off in previous ones. 3, 4, we'll go like this.
Yeah,
But
Trickstar players realize, we needed another summon. I think
we
need to do something
we
more.
need a guy who can out a monster with 2100 attack.
That is true. That is very true. All right, Red Moon's out of here.
Get that motherfucker face down.
Yeah, sorry, face down. Like, it's going to make a fucking difference. Yeah, what do I have? Different dimension reincarnation? Okay.
25.
I'll take 25.
I am going to go for the reincarnation here. I think I just need to sink in some damage. I'm just deciding which one. I think Candina is the higher value if I find a Licorice. So we'll get in for 18. All right, back to you.
That's kind of annoying. Set a card.
If I could do something about it, I would.
Special Night.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Battle.
Yeah.
Take out Candina.
7 here.
Second main. Dark Hole. Chain Purple Nightfall.
Oh, man. That's really strong. That's okay with me.
Okay, so this gets banished, everything dies, and then I get to add a Mekk-Knight, so I will get Blue Sky.
Yep.
And then I will pass.
All right. I mean, I got some draws that do it.
You do. You do. You have several draws that do it.
Is this resolving?
Nope.
I thought not. I was like, there's no way he makes that fucking play.
The problem is I need to actually find a way to kill you, and the card in my hand is Blue Sky. So,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll draw. Oh, you fool. You should not have set that monster.
Hey, whoa. Get your fucking purple Nightfall back.
Oh, sorry. I get my purple Nightfall back.
I didn't just set it for no reason. I'm just dead. Yeah,
You
got it.
just dead. Yeah. All right.
Ugh.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. That was a showing.
Yeah,
for
it was
sure.
honestly, this was a pretty realistic showing. So
I think so.
I guess we'll do Trickstar. As we discussed in the last episode, obviously the 2 decks that made up the majority of this format were Pendulum Magician, both FTK and non-FTK variants, and True Draco. But if there was a third deck that was being considered, it was Trickstar. It does have a bunch of tops, both I think at Bochum and Atlanta. Theoretically, it makes sense, right? Light Stage is a really unbelievably powerful card. It deads a significant amount of the formats, Premier back row removal just by virtue of existing. Canadia Licorice thing that gets to happen constantly is really nice to play around hand traps, except when it isn't. Of course, the glue that undergirds all of this is that Droll and Reincarnation are legal at 3 at the same time, which makes about 20% of your games just automatic victories by virtue of this setup. This deck had an insanely good matchup, in my understanding, against True Draco. Which was a great place to be when it was the second most popular deck, but kind of a mid one versus Pendulum Magician, and as we just saw, a pretty bad one versus Rogue. Unfortunately, that's all theory. In practice, this deck is not only shockingly easy to interact with, it loses to very clear things,
Like this.
Yeah, like Indigo Eclipse. Like a world in which you get Candina, Licorice, Reincarnation does kill your opponent pretty easily. Frequently you'd open hands that were Licorice, Lilybell, and nothing else, and just kind of stare at your opponent and hope that it works. You had to supplement the low monster count with generics, which are good, but not competitive versus cards that do absolutely everything, like Pendulum and True Draco get to play. As we saw in these games, the deck has a real problem, especially before the print of Korobane. Guys that just have over 1800 attack. There's no really easy way to get there. You could go Holly Angel, which gets you to 2k, but that's not enough, So
some people were playing Honest in early builds. It just wasn't pretty.
And Honest is limited at this time too. I think it's really
limited
rough.
or semied.
And so that's why Eater of Millions makes an appearance. It's a rough list, and it's one of those decks that's only good because it goes over the top of other decks. In practice, it was a little gimmicky and was largely hated out by Pendulum Magician pilots.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people may not realize too, and we didn't do the best job of illustrating this earlier on, was that when Spiral and Pendulum were sort of just dominating the format just earlier, a few episodes back, Trickstar was the third deck there as well.
Yeah.
Because Trickstar also had a reasonably decent Spiral matchup because Spiral added half their deck to their hand on turn one. And granted, it had stuff like Sleeper that you had to deal with. The theory was that if your defensive cards could actually just slow them down so that they couldn't get to that point, you stop the double helix, etc., then at that point you could just take over the game because everything Spiral did required them to just add 8-10 cards to their hand, which then if you have a couple Licorices out plus Light Stage, they just can't play the game.
Yeah.
Same thing would happen with Pendulum Magician as well. They do add a lot of cards to their hand, but again, you sort of just get overwhelmed by the size of their monsters and how wide that these decks can go. And it's very apparent even just in this matchup that we played here where we're not even spamming the field. Just a couple of slightly larger monsters compared to the Trickstars, and it really starts to fall apart at the seams because there really isn't many clear ways to deal with this. That's where Scapegoat comes in as well. I'm happy we got to show that off a little bit. To be able to make larger Link monsters and access the extra deck. I was trying to make Saryuja at one point just to show this guy off because he's really sick. He's an FTK enabler later, but we'll get to that when we get there. But yeah, and when it comes to Invoked Mech Knight, similar to Trickstar, this deck also was getting several tops around this time. And it's not really hard to see why. We've explored Invoked a little bit in the past, and the Mech Knights just make a natural synergy for this deck because they're all lights, which means you have plenty of fodder for Mechaba. This is actually the first time we really start to see columns mattering in Yu-Gi-Oh! Unless you count Blasting Fuse and Cyber Dark Impact is really mattering. But this is like the first time you start to see people looking at Joseph's Field here, playing their cards in such an arrangement so that they never had two cards in a similar column, and then they just get a free Blue Sky or Indigo Eclipse dropped on them. And it was neat. We start to see cards later on like Infinite Impermanence, which I believe comes out not too far after this, which also plays into the whole column gimmick. And it just sort of highlights some of the cool, unique aspects that Yu-Gi-Oh! Offers compared to like other card games, especially like in the big three. I mean, seeing this, it's not really too difficult to see why it was able to see a decent amount of success in a true Draco Pendulum format, but this deck didn't feel like it was doing anything too unfair at the end of the day, which is kind of why it just sat at the rogue status. You could play everything in this deck at 3 for the most part, which is cool, but that's kind of really where it ended. Yeah,
can't overstate how over-centralizing it was for a deck as comprehensive and one that had an FTK in Pendulum to be the top dog. And how frustrating it was for the only thing that could compete with it to be this, like, boring off floodgate strategy in True Draco. But against Invoked Mech Knight and Trickstar in particular, the other thing you had to contend with was your opponent adapting. Like, if you were playing against an AI, you obviously would just constantly win. But in real life, as you saw Alex doing, you start setting cards before you commit to anything against an opponent who might be, like, Reincarnation Droll unlocking you. Sometimes Reincarnation is like a counter spell because you're banishing a card that they searched, but if you set your whole hand beforehand, it's like way less painful to do so. Inversely, you know, playing against Mekk-Knight Invoked and just like not committing to two cards in the same column, or putting like quick plays in the back row only so that you can like get your opponent on them setting something in the row, really meant that even if you were in a favorable matchup, an opponent who knew how to play could make it a lot more painful for you, and that is really not a position you want to be in.
I will say, to Mekk-Knight Invoked's credit, since Pendulum was specifically in the format, they have to play Pendulum scales. And so we were at the point where the Pendulum scales were occupying these zones, correct? Or were they still... Or did we switch that? I forget which Master Rule switched that. So if that's the case, that doesn't even matter, actually. But that does matter later on, at the very least, where it's like you could basically have a free column for something like Blue Sky or Indigo Eclipse just because of the Pendulum mechanic, which is cool.
It is Master Rule 4, right? It's the one that introduces Link monsters.
I want to say yes, but who the fuck knows? So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shadow1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, Draconic, Little Fade Leaf, Jordan Coons, Dylan Hunter, Dalton, Cody Bretz, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Flannel Daddy, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Helios515, Cheeks McLapperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT Cancel Bio Community Soon, Cancel Bio by all committees soon, canceled by all players soon, Uncle Brian of Stardust, Nicholas Carpenter, Corvain, Peyton McGrath, and Candyman. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.